This month is Autism Awareness Month, and one local mother hopes her business will break new barriers. Giselle Kongdara started making and selling sensory play products from her apartment in Ramona. Her husband is in the Navy, and one of their sons is nonverbal. She wanted to make a difference in her son's life, as well as others on the spectrum. CBS 8's Abby Black shares their inspirational story of hope.
A Ramona mom started Tiny Tot Sensory out of her apartment and her kitchen. She was inspired by her son, who's nonverbal, but ever since she started creating products like this type of slime, she says her son is now saying words like Mom.
And this is Bruce, my oldest son. That's
7-year-old Bruce's smile says it all.
like, Bruce is just the most amazing kid ever, and I couldn't ask for a better son.
Underneath that smile is a boy who has a hard time verbalizing.
And I swear he loves everything that we have in our shop.
Bruce's mom, Giselle Kongdara, says that her nonverbal son was diagnosed with autism at age 3.5.
For a long time, it feels like you're grieving, because this world is not really nice to kids that are special needs.
UC San Diego Autism Center of Excellence found that 1 in 24 4-year-olds in California are identified with autism spectrum disorder, and that ratio grows the older they get.
I know that when my son got diagnosed, they just tell you the diagnosis, but they don't tell you what else you could do.
But Giselle knew that sensory play like rice and sand turned Bruce's self-harming to self-soothing.
I'm having this and saying like, okay, we dig, 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 and then he copies that.
In September, she started her own business, Tiny Tot Sensory.
I get to advocate for my son.
Giselle says that she makes non-toxic Montessori toys such as Play-Doh.
Because my son Bruce has pica, so he eats non-edible stuff, and I was like, oh no, what if he gets sick?
To rice and sand kits and scented slime.
The black licorice is just not my favorite, but some kiddos love it.
Giselle is a military wife and budget conscious. She says growing up, her family struggled at times.
Like, well, we can't buy that because we have to pay a bill. And obviously growing up, I didn't understand that until now that I am a mom. And so we try to keep everything under $25.
Giselle says that her sensory toys are doing more than just make her son smile. She hopes it will help another child on the spectrum.
It's like so overwhelmed that I get to hear my son say mom, or that I get to hear him say mouse, or like wheelbarrow or horse. I've never thought in a million years that my son would ever be able to say something.
If you're interested in any of her sensory products, go to cbs8.com and click on the help button.